And welcome back.
Yes.
February 25th, 1206. District Court. Defendant Lobby number 2.
Sorry, Edgeworth. I didn't mean to get you in trouble.
Don't worry about it. This is my problem, not yours.
Oh God. I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Oh, I guess I am. I'll come back later.
God damn it!
Oh, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? Really? You've got a lot of nerve, pal. Making me a detective run all around this place while I'm on duty. On top of it all, call me here. I've seen happy people at funerals. Take it Lana's having you run errands again. Let me tell you this is the last time, pal. Here, she asked me to give you this. This is where it's a break-in stage trial. Evidence law. Edgey was talking about this not just the other day.
I'm sure you know the 2 rules of evidence law, don't you, right? Rule number 1, no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. Is that right, Mr. Wright?
Seems so.
You can at least study some evidence law, really.
The chief prosecutor also wanted me to give you this as a message. A message? She said, if you plan to take him on, you're going to need this book. Him. I guess I need to give this book a read-through.
Securely slipped evidence law to the pocket.
Doesn't look like that book will do you any good now, though.
To the court record!
Hold on.
Well, we can interrupt it for a moment. Let's read that book. If you go left. Check. Rules for submitting evidence. Rule 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department.
Rule
2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case and trial.
Oh! We're gonna get in with that one.
All that's left now.
All that left now is chief prosecutor's sentence. That's where you're wrong, detective. Huh?
Haven't you figured it out yet? Why I'm still sitting in that prosecutor's seat, despite all these allegations being thrown at me?
Mr. Edgeworth.
The real trial today hasn't begun yet.
What? What else is there left to do?
Well, according to this, like 20 more points.
Jesus Christ. Your credibility been all ruined by this forgery evidence you've been unaware of. And this guy's found out she unwittingly caused a man's death. And now you're telling me it's about to be more? You gotta be kidding me, pal! You're missing the point, detective. Lana didn't murder Detective Goodman. She merely stuck a knife into his dead body. That means the real killer is still out there. What? And we're going to expose him no matter what it takes.
Wait, how is he still on the clock? Wasn't he fired yesterday?
Yeah, he was, technically, yeah.
Yeah, so how is he running errands for for Prosecutor Sky?
Favor?
I guess.
Anyway. This case has to hurt too many people. It's time to bring it to an end. Yeah, even Edgeworth's like, oh, this is gonna suck. Shannon.
February 25th, 12:52, District Court, courtroom number 9.
The court will now resume in the trial of Miss Lana Sky. Mr. Edgeworth.
Yes, Your Honor?
The Inquiry Committee is planning to impose harsh penalties for your actions.
Thank you for the news, Your Honor.
Yes, well, meanwhile, this is where the prosecutor calls forth a witness. But, this isn't easy to say. You see, there's some concern about Mr. Edgeworth may have,
struck a bargain? You think I may have manipulated the witness?
I didn't say that.
But you implied it.
You see, everyone has been talking and...
Very well, Your Honor. I have a solution.
A solution?
That being the case, the prosecution will allow the defense to call forth all further witnesses.
What? I've never been a case example.
Undeniably, this is an unusual arrangement. but a very efficient one. It would prove that I haven't struck any deals with the witnesses.
Very well, Mr. Wright. What do you say? Unbelievable. Elizabeth has found a way to continue the trial. Very well. The defense accepts the prosecutor's proposal. This is so weird. Well, then it's settled. The defendant may now call forth the next witness?
Mr. Wright,
Yes?
you do realize this is your last chance. If you call the wrong witness, this trial is as good as over.
Defense calls...
Officer Meekins!
Oh, fuck. The time it's when you come to bring the real murderer. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the last guy. We haven't talked to him yet.
Damon Gant. Defense calls Damon Gant to the stand. Damon Gant? What does he do with anything? As the defense's partners 2 years ago, Mr. Gant was first handed in knowledge of the crime. I feel he should hear what he has to say.
Ah, sneaky. As luck would have it, he should still be in the courthouse. He would also be the least likely to have been manipulated by me in any way. Wouldn't you agree, Your Honor?
Yes. True! Alright.
Bailiff!
Please escort Mr. Gant to the stand. This motherfucker.
Witness, please state your name and occupation.
Please.
What is this, some kind of practical joke? I was just on my way to lunch. Your name and occupation, sir. Worthy, are you sure you want to do this?
Name!
Name and occupation.
Shithead.
So, you want to play hardball, eh?
You're the one not cooperating, dick fuck. Please, Mr. Gant.
Fine.
He asked nicely.
My name is Damon Gant. I am the acting chief of police.
Now then, Mr. Gant, the court requires you to hear your testimony.
Chief Gant to you.
Fuck off.
Plebe. Oh, righto! What's with the grim face?
First, let's clear up this SL9 incident.
Oh, you mean the time when Lana's sister murdered that prosecutor? Personally, I think it's been made pretty clear already.
Nope. There are still some things unaccounted for.
Oh, like what?
Like the role you played in all of this. Got him.
Son, either you're very brave or very foolish. You are aware of sorry.
Jesus.
I'm trying not to do the Edgeworth voice at the same time. Splendiferous!
There you go.
You are aware, of course, that a police chief has all kinds of weapons at his disposal.
Are you threatening me? Weapons?
Sure. Take my testimony, for example. I don't have to give it if I don't want to.
What? Is that true? I'm afraid so. Chief of police have been right to refuse to testify.
Of course, such an action carries with it certain risks. Don't worry, I'm not here to hinder your trial. Just remember, if this turns out to be a big waste of time, don't say I didn't warn you.
Oh, you are fucked! Very well, the witness may now begin his testimony.
Well, here's the thing. If you press on any statements that aren't relevant, that's a penalty.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
As I recall, Neil and I were questioning him that day. To make a long story short, we slipped up. That power outage didn't help either. When I went to my office, I found Lana there. Apparently, she had already arranged the crime scene.
No, she didn't.
Well, we don't have proof of that, so... As you can see, I had nothing to do with the forgery.
Press everything.
Actually, no, just the last.
Is that
oh,
when
wait.
Dark was arrested?
Him? He was lying on the floor unconscious.
How? Ow.
When Emma sent Neil flying, it seems Dark bumped his head.
On what?
The vase.
I see. There's something else pretty clear. Everything seems pretty clear.
Clear
If the
cut.
police chief has the right to refuse to testify, then I better hit him hard and fast. So, which one, buddy?
The last statement, present the jar.
Oh, it was found in his face.
So, the forgery.
Yeah. This one.
Yeah.
Present the jar.
If you go left,
There we go. Cool. That one.
it would have been one page. Yeah.
Oh shit. You claim you had nothing to do with the forgery. But I'm afraid that is a claim you cannot back up.
Explain yourself.
Several pieces of evidence were found in your office. Take this jar, for example. That's the blue badger you showed us earlier. A piece of this jar was discovered in your safe. Not only that, but the evidence list of the percent earlier was actually found inside your desk. It was found where? You see, Chief Gant, those articles of evidence uncovered in your office were both concerned proof that you were also paying a part of the legal investigation. It's true. Chief Grant, what's the meaning of this?
Oh! Here's a defense attorney who may even rival Worthy.
So you admitted to it then. What have you involved in the forgery?
Who, me? Or do you mean you?
Me? Why would I do anything to do with that?
Well, you were the one who snuck into my office when you found this evidence. Prosecutors aren't the only ones capable of forging evidence, you know. I mean, in the fourth game, it will make you lose your badge. Defense attorneys can do so too. Isn't that right, Righto?
Thank you, Edgeworth.
However, Detective Gumshoe was present during the investigation. Were they, my boy? Not even detectives are exempt from the law. Rest assured, Dick will receive his due punishment.
What? What? If the Tomster series drops any further, he'll end up paying
paying to go to work.
Fucking bug. Yes, well, enlightened detective. Please give us your testimony regarding these pieces of evidence found in your office and the relations to the forge that took place at the crime scene.
My. Kids these days no longer know how to put two and two together.
Okay. Alright, Shannon.
Let's see what it was now. A jar fragment and a list. For all I know, you could have planted them in my office.
Nope.
Anyway, you can't prove when those pieces of evidence were discovered. If they were found after Dark was convicted, then they're worthless. There's no reason I'd participate in a forgery.
Rule 2. This is where Rule 2
No.
shows up.
Rearranging the crime scene wouldn't help me out in any way.
Oh, yeah, it does. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? When investigating the crime scene, you should have been more careful to observe protocol.
You do understand that I am the chief of police, right? There will be consequences.
Do I give a shit?
Yes.
Oh.
Indeed, I believe I will press charges, so you won't make the same mistake again.
My apologies, Chief, but you might want waiting until tomorrow for that? Today is, well, you know.
All right, Edgey. In return, though.
I know. That place, right. Huh? What, those guys telepathically? Alright.
Well, we gotta do lunch. Last statement. Press it, and then press it again.
Alright. 1.
Can't prove when those pieces of evidence were discovered. They were found after Dark was convicted. They're worthless. There's no reason I'd participate in forgery. Wouldn't help me out in any way.
Press.
Yes.
Really, Chief Gant? At the very least, there is one large benefit for your,
One very
one
large benefit you've reaped.
from all this.
Oh, I wasn't aware. What is this benefit?
That would be, of course, the position that you have, Chief of Police. Oh! Resolution of SL9's incident security promotion to chief. That is not...
That in itself is sufficient motive.
Ho!
Ho! Ho!
Oh, God.
Oh, that's a good one.
Huh?
Do you really think I'm that incompetent?
Yes.
No.
What do you mean?
Even without that case, I was already in line to become the next chief. The resolution of SL9 merely sped up the inevitable, the inevitable a little.
Is that true, Edgeworth?
Yes, he was going to be made chief anyway.
Shit. God.
Be careful when pointing that finger. You might end up being the one pointed at. So that means there's only one possible motivation for you to commit forgery. If you didn't do it for yourself, then you did it for someone else. Don't be silly, Worthy. You know me better than that. There are only 3 people I look out for. Me, myself, and I. There, it's out in the open now. Edgey, would you mind if I change my testimony a little?
By all means, please do. So now... Okay.
I wouldn't be anyone's accomplice if there was nothing in it for me.
Press again.
Yep.
Nothing in it for you?
Sorry, but the only person I care about is yours truly. That girl, Lana's little sister, was it? If you think I felt sorry for her, you'd better think again. You're right. You don't feel sorry for anyone. Be tough on crime and tough on people. That's how I was raised.
But victims, good lord.
You seem to be lax enough on yourself, though. Ho, ho, ho! Oh, that's a good one, Worthy.
Could there have been something in it for him? Given his selflessness, would have been someone out.
Yeah.
Point out.
Yeah.
True, you might not help out anyone for their sakes, but if it would benefit you, you might decide to assist someone. Mr. Wright, it appears you're determined to portray the chief as a nice man who looks to land a hand. That's not what I meant. Very well, I'll ask. Who is the person you believe might have helped forge evidence?
Yep.
Honest guy. Right?
Yeah.
Double check. Okay.
You fool! It was Officer Meekins!
Chief protected Little Sky, the defendant? I believe it's quite obvious in light of the circumstances. Emma Sky fell victim of an unfortunate series of events.
I like that series.
Shut up. Who would have meant to help her more than her own sister Lana? And as Chief Grant, he would have also have a reason to help Lana if she asked him to. The reason, of course, is self-profit. Self-profit? What do you mean? After the SL9 incident was resolved, Lana Sky was appointed Chief Prosecutor of the Prosecutor's Office. The person who had arranged this job change was you, Chief Gat. But what would he profit from all this?
He would be able to use the chief prosecutor as his puppet. Essentially, he would acquire unchecked authority over all investigations.
What do you mean to tell me that, despite the chief's formality appearance, he plays with puppets?
You're an idiot.
Oh wait! You must mean puppets as someone forced to do his bidding. Never mind.
You're an idiot.
Shut up. Admit it, Chief. You assist Lana Sky in forging evidence. You admit it to
your motive
to
appoint
expose her as chief prosecutor, so you could control her.
Righto, my boy. You have quite an imagination. Let me ask you something.
What?
Do you have any proof of this? That I controlled Lana? For example, is Lana testifying that I've done such a thing?
No, because you blackmailed her. Lana? She's keeping quiet to protect Emma. There's no way she's testifying against Gant. I'm afraid without any proof, all this load of nothing can be more conjecture.
Conjecture. Unless That is also what happened in this incident.
This incident? Oh, which one should that be?
Of course, I'm talking about the murder of Detective Bruce Goodman. The chief prosecutor had been acting strange throughout this entire trial. Almost as if someone had been controlling her. Worthy, you better watch your tongue. I wouldn't want you to get hurt.
Just what do you mean? What he means, Your Honor, is that Chief Gant is involved in the murder of Detective Goodman. Not only that, but the Chief is now making Lana take the rep to cover up his investigation. What? What? Order! I said order! Mr. Wright, you can't be serious. Huh? This is an effort to highest ranking officer in our law enforcement agency. You're accusing the police of blackmail and murder?
That's right.
It's impossible!
Impossible!
Sorry, my throat. Your Honor, may I merely
Reiterate.
what Mr. Edgey said in easy-to-understand language?
Way to throw him under the bus, buddy.
Yeah.
It's too late, Mr. Wright.
Huh?
There's no turning back for us now.
Looks like he was the one who decided to go through with this. Can you prove this, Mr. Wright? That the chief of the high-ranking officer of the law is involved with this murder? Good question.
Regardless of his rank or title, Chief Gant is just a man. The question is he a criminal? I believe the evidence will tell.
I see. Alright then. Show us the evidence that Chief Grant is the murderer of Detective Goodman. Just remember, it better be good. Alright. Right here, evidence.
No.
Kidding.
What's the one thing that we have a piece of evidence on Chief Gant for?
I'm looking, sorry. It's the crime photo.
No.
The photo.
You just passed over it twice. Down.
Oh, right! The 7777!
Uh-huh.
This is the ID list. Yes. The one that shows who entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. There was one ID of the list we couldn't determine the owner of yesterday. 777 7777.
Sorry, but there's no way you can prove that's my card number.
It's your number?
No, it's your number.
It's your number. What? How do you know about that? The safe in Chief Grant's requires a code to open. A 7-digit code. 7 digits? You don't mean. I'm afraid so, Your Honor. The code was 7777777. I was counting in my head, too. The same as the remaining ID card on that list. Chief Gant. Oh, he's
the twitchy eyebrow
and the handshaking.
Well, the handshaking is obvious, but the twitchy eyebrow. Love that.
The evidence room on the day of the crime.
Oh shit, dude!
What the fuck are you doing there? Order! Order! Chief Gant, what do you have to say?
Nothing. The defense's search of my office was in violation of regulations.
No. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the evidence room, you motherfucker.
Yeah. And I will demand Mr. Wright be punished to the maximum extent of the law. But right now, this court demands an explanation from you about the use of this ID card.
Shit. He's trying to turn around so bad. Chief Gant, so you admit it. You went to the evidence room on the day of the crime?
What about it? I'm chief of police, whether it's the evidence room or the bathroom. What's the difference? I can go anywhere I want. Even the ladies' room. But I never do. Tell me, when you entered the room, were you alone? I always go to the bathroom alone, as I do with the evidence room.
Detective Goodman would have to be with you that day, would he?
Of course not. Why would he be? I hadn't seen him in days!
You haven't seen him in days, Chief Gant. I'm afraid you just undone yourself. On that day, you had to have met with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? The trial's supposed to determine Luna's guilt.
No, it isn't, Your Honor. This trial's purpose is to determine the truth. If Chief Gant met the victim on the day of the crime, then we need to determine one thing. What transpired during that meeting?
In that case, Mr. Wright, I'm going to have to ask you for evidence. Show proof that the Chief met with him on the day of the crime.
No. Now let's think about this. On the back to the ID report really quick.
I'm sorry, I'm going back there.
So, in order to get into the evidence locker, you need an ID.
His ID was stolen.
Exactly.
So,
wasn't he filling out a missing items report?
yeah, so we should do the missing items report. Yes.
Yeah, that one.
Okay.
I was just trying to read the letter in there to make sure it was the right thing. So yes, that thing.
Detective Goodman lost his ID card on the day of the crime.
Or to be more accurate, Jake Marshall stole it.
So Detective Goodman filled out a lost items report. He could have had to give the report to the Chief of Police.
Yet you are in possession of the report. Which means you can't be sure if he filled it.
His name's on it.
No. Oh yeah.
He filled it. How do I know that, you ask? Because he needed to enter the evidence room that day. He needed to? Yes. To transfer the evidence out. Oh! Detective Goodman took the form to you, Chief Gant. Then, you
accompanied
him to the evidence room.
I accompanied him?
There's no other way the murderer and Detective Goodman could have entered the room.
Hold on. Let me get what you're going to say next. I, the Chief of Police, murdered Paul Goodman?
Exactly. But wait! Chief doesn't necessarily need to accomplish him to the evidence room. He could have just sent him in with his ID card.
Yes. Now that you mention it, I believe I might have done something of that sort.
Oh, fuck you. Thank you, Edward.
Sorry, but that's not possible.
Dude.
According to the record, your card was only used once. But you showed us your ID card earlier. If you had really lent it to Detective Goodman, it would have been found on his body!
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Oh.
Whoa, what the hell happened there? Got like struck by lightning or something. Chief Gant, you did it! The murder was the most likely considered on the spur of the moment. No one in their right mind would choose the police department as the place to commit murder. After the murder, you contact Lana at the prosecutor's office. Why else to dispose of Detective Goodman's body?
However, there was no need for objection there. You just wanted to continue the story.
Yes!
You asshole!
I'm gonna pause.
The victim's body was discovered in the prosecutor's office parking lot. How did you manage to move it there?
Yeah, this is you, sorry.
I was at the police department the entire day, you know. And everyone's aware that Lana stayed at the prosecutor's office after the ceremony.
Everyone except me, it seems. Still, you're the chief of police. You have an entire police force at your disposal.
Oh, so you think I just ordered an officer to do it? Hey you! Take this here dead body over to the prosecutor's office. I don't think so.
Chief Gant, you left all the evidence we needed to prove how you moved the body to the professor's.
The prosecutor.
All that time I thought I was useless clues just keep stacking, keep taking up space.
I thought it was just a useless clue taking up space.
How could the chief have moved the body? Mr. Wright, show us this evidence. To move the victim's body, Chief Gant has to use to... He would have to use Edgewood's car.
No. Back one.
He told Edgewood to take this.
I need you to take this to the prosecutor's office. Because reasons.
We're messed up on time. Should we keep going?
Let's finish up this little segment.
Okay. This is how you moved this Goodman's body. What's that? A screwdriver? But what does this have to do with it's the case? Mr. Edgeworth, think back to the day of the crime. What is the screwdriver doing here?
It's here because... Ah!
He just realized it.
I was asked to go. By Chief Gant, no less. He told me he wanted me to keep it at the prosecutor's office. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back to the prosecutor's office.
He put it in your car.
No, he asked Edgeworth to bring the screwdriver to the prosecutor's office.
Yeah, but...
After the ceremony ended that day, I didn't plan to return to the prosecutor's office.
But you did. I guess Chief Grant asked you to.
You mean I?
The body was found in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. I think it's obvious what happened. The body was moved by that car.
Oh shit, dude!
Stephen Goodman's body was carried in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car?
This isn't news.
Yes.
We knew that from day one.
Unless, of course, you have any other explanation, Chief. Why else would you ask Mr. Edgeworth to carry evidence from a closed case? There's only one possible explanation. Transfer the body to your accomplice, Mr. Lana Sky.
Miss
Lana Sky. Why did I say Miss?
Because there's a lot of dudes in the courtroom right
Order! What's going on here? Is there no more room for rebellion in the defense?
Outrageous accusations.
Think back to the photograph Miss Starr took at the police prosecutor's office. This was not a photo of the body being stuffed into the trunk of the car. But
To be taken away.
it's actually the opposite.
It is a photo of a body being taken from the trunk.
Chief Gant, please say something.
I believe I will say something tomorrow. No, I was saying...
Oh, tomorrow. Alright.
Later, guys.